Hello again and welcome to the next edition of Free Time Builds. My name is Kevin and as always I'll be taking you through this build. Now it's the end of October, November's right around the corner, the days are getting shorter, the night is getting longer, it's darker longer, so we're going to focus this build on stuff that can help keep it lit up. We're going to use lanterns out of scrap wood. For the lantern, we're going to be using these leftover pieces from the door, and the base we have this piece of fence picket from another build, and we'll be cutting this into strips for the sides, and the base we'll adjust the size we need for the base accordingly for this and the strips. So let's get started. All right, first thing we're going to do is we're at the table saw, we're working on the lantern, is we're going to start ripping down these strips for the lantern. Let's go. Alright, here at the miter saw, we're going to square up our edges. We're going to do a 7.5 line cut. So let me just get some iPro on. There we go. Okay. Shirt's on. Alright, let's get going. You can start to see how this go here and here. Well, Brad knows this, I can know her. And here. And the candle will go right in there. Or we make little lips in there with these to go on the top and the bottom. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take these, so I get these exact. So we're going to take 2 of these. We'll need, how many of these? And we'll need 8 of these, which there's just enough to do 8 of these, because we're going to make a bottom skirt and a top beam. So that's the exact measurement. Sure, it should just be 3 inches, because if you take this away, and we have that there. Measure from there to there, it comes out to 2 3/4. So 2 3/4. So we need 8 pieces at 2 3/4. All right. All right, now that we have our top and sides on, we're gonna have to measure for our interior skirts. Okay, returning on our lantern project, we have the frame built and everything. We did a nice sanding with a quick sanding attachment. I like to use the sanding block a lot. Now we have to do the top part. I basically put this and I subtracted a bit from each side, 1/4 to 1/2 inch from each side, and we're of course going to need a rope. So I took some of my rope and I again used 1 piece of it. And I found center here, and I went to the sides to get the thickness of it. So we're gonna cut that out. So we have a channel. We're gonna have the 2 ends in here. We're gonna put it in there. We're gonna hot glue in. It's gonna hold pressure, and then this will provide a handle for the top of the lantern. It kind of look like this. Obviously, it'll. As you can see here, I have my center line, and I went off each side so I know how wide to make the channel. Then I transferred it here. So when I'm cutting this way, because we want to eat this part with the saw blade, I'll know exactly how far and wide to go. So let's turn the saw on and get cutting. So So we see we have our channel started. Let's make sure it's wide enough for our rope. And it fits in there perfect to flatten it. Now we're gonna see, fits in there perfectly. So we're gonna measure it and cut it and apply it. We'll obviously have the two ends hidden in here. So we'll have one end here, the other end here, but we're gonna cut the size. It's the only way I make it. We may cut this down to here, which I think we will. So we'll cut this extra off. Let's get the scissors. Alright, so here we are. We're gonna finish putting the top on the lantern. I just filled the track I cut out with hot glue, put the rope, twine, whatever you refer to it as in it. Then I put more on top. Some went over it, so I used a scraper, scrape some off, and then just hit it with a sander to re-clean the area so it adhere better. So it's kind of like basically use a hot glue to epoxy in my handle there. So now we're going to take our base, we're going to put our pipe on down here, we're going to center it, and we're going to clamp it down and let it adhere. Yeah, spread this around so you don't squeeze it out. Of course, we'll clean up any extra we have here. There's that. I'm just gonna put it nice and center. Some clamps on it to hold it. Shifted it. Be very careful in clamping this down. There's that. We'll let that dry, and then we'll clean the edges of the glue and scrape it. And we'll be all set to put it in, and we'll be done. So once this is dry, we'll put our faux candle in. Definitely, the finish looks a lot better than the bare wood. I was thinking it was really gonna look like anything nice, but the finish, the early American, I did really help put some color to it, some depth and character, a lot better. So we'll let this dry up. Then we'll go and scrape off the glue squeeze out, and we'll put a faux candle in because we're still at a very high alert, and we'll show you how it looks. All right, see when this is done. And here we have the finished lantern handle, candle. All right, thanks for watching. See you next time.